Well, this week's all about franchise and MLB The Show 26. As you guys can see on your screen, this is kind of our schedule we have for this weekend, all talking about franchise. I thought they were going to release some feedback today, but it looks like they're going to do that on Thursday from what we saw last week. So we're going to be covering everything they've shown us in franchise and kind of what we can expect moving forward in MLB The Show 26. So the first thing we kind of saw is in the first trailer where we kind of see this screenshot. Obviously, you can tell it's a completely different menu, by the way, like completely different UI with the front office manager, league, and tasks. The task thing is definitely something I'm curious about. I wonder if that's, the GM goals you used to have back in the day, or that's something completely new. We do have the win total. That is something that I definitely noticed the first time I saw this. This is obviously a Red Sox franchise, but he does have that win total. 97 for a division win is, I'm assuming, what that means. So we obviously see the new menu, which is definitely nice. So I'm expecting some big changes in franchise and MLB The Show 26. And then we obviously get to the trade menu. Obviously, I think this is going to be a big focal point of MLB The Show 26. They obviously did free agency, they did scouting. I mean, trades is the next big one that we're kind of expecting. So it obviously says new trade hub, and you can obviously see the locked players on some of these guys, like Gunnar Henderson, Garrett Crochet are locked. So this is obviously during the season, so I wonder if they added like no trade clauses maybe to some of the players or something like that are on long-term deals, because all those guys are on pretty long-term deals, or kind of what that means. We really just don't know at this moment, but I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Then we obviously saw our first trade, what that looks like. It still looks like it's only 3 players from this screenshot at least, so we'll wait to see if they add more. We can obviously see the new budget hit right there as well. But that was everything from the gameplay trailer. I did want to mention the ABS system because it is going to be in franchise because it's an offline mode. So you will have this option if you're playing your franchise games, or maybe you're watching. Some of your players might have access to the ABS system. I figured I'd throw it in here because it is something new coming to franchise. The next bit of information we got was from the Nintendo Switch trailer, and this is the trade hub that they're talking about. We have trade overviews, rumors. I guess they're playing as the Cardinals franchise, so we have the Cardinals trade block, the untouchables, so maybe that's what that lock was talking about. Maybe you could have guys that you're just not willing to trade targets, and then positions. So there's definitely a lot more key elements that they've added in this version. And we can obviously see some gossip here. The Reds are just looking to upgrade at third base. The Rows are shopping a certain player. And we do have at the bottom right here, make a trade, MLB trade blocks, depth charts, lineups, and rotations. So I really do think there's just going to be a massive trade overhaul to this game. And then once again, back on the trade block, we once again see those locks. So I'm telling you, I think there's going to be a huge overhaul with this trade system. And then it brings us back to the home screen, basically kind of what we know in franchise so far. Now this does say projected 66 up here with the Cardinals, which is definitely interesting on kind of how they think their team's going to perform. Maybe with the Red Sox, they, projected to get to that division win, but I don't know, just something to notice here with the 66 projected wins. So this is another screenshot of that trade hub and what it's actually looking like. You can obviously see the trade hub, you got the date, the trade deadline. We can obviously see, I guess, a suggested trade maybe in the bottom left right here. And it tells you how much budget you're going to gain, for example, for getting them off your books. And it does say market segment, neutral market, trade price remains stable with an average number of teams looking to sell, which is definitely interesting. So I wonder if there's a lot of teams looking to sell, that changes, or a lot of teams looking to buy, that could change, which is definitely interesting. Or if you're closer to the trade deadline, I wonder if that changes as well, because we are in April only after the first month. So that is definitely something interesting to mention. And to say potential markets, bidding wars could lead to high prices for those positions. So yeah, we're definitely getting a lot of new information with this trade hub. And then it does say modify, cancel, or send offers. So it does seem like you can change a lot about the trades you're sending and receiving. I know a lot of people are talking about, does this look like you can have 4 players in a trade? I'm not really sure. We probably got to wait to see what's going to happen, but I think that would be awesome to have. And the last thing we got is in the presentation gameplay trailer. We do have game storylines. I'm pretty sure that this is in franchise, just with everything at the bottom with Mother's Day and things like that. So you will get this storylines, I guess, looking into a game. And you do have a farm report, league news, all that good stuff coming back to MLB The Show 26. Also, we just got more presentations, so we can obviously see how Zach Wheeler's doing so far to start the season. So this is obviously a new screenshot from franchise, I think, which looks pretty cool, just with the athletics ready with the tickets. I think that looks phenomenal. We can also get more of an in-depth look on some of the pitchers that we could choose to start, with obviously their energies and things like that, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously another screenshot of that game storylines kind of thing we saw earlier, just with 2 different teams. And we can obviously see there's a select storyline down there too, which I think is definitely interesting. Maybe that's what this is you can select a storyline to watch, and maybe it has something to do with the tax or something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking about when it comes to that. I also wanted to mention this because I imagine this is going to be in franchise too. Talks about the game of the week or a Sunday night showcase game. I think that's something we can expect to see in franchise as well. So that's a good example. Obviously says Sunday night showcase with the Phillies and Dodgers, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically everything we know about franchise so far. Like I said, I think there's going to be massive new trade systems in the game. I think that's going to get completely overhauled like we saw with free agency and the scouting system. I do think there will be some tweaks to those systems as well, just kind of fine-tuning them, especially the signing system. I think there was a lot of features that are missing in there, just with front-loading contracts, back-loading contracts, making players stars, all that kind of stuff that we see with contracts nowadays. So I think there will be some small improvements. I think trades are going to be obviously the main focus, but it does look like the UI has completely changed 100% from the last time that we've seen franchise, especially with the new tasks, the new wins features. So I think there's going to be a lot of things changed coming to franchise. Now, I don't think there's going to be any online franchise. I know a lot of people still want that back. I really don't think that's going to happen, but I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen with that franchise feature premiere, and we're going to be covering that on the channel on stream Friday, so definitely stay tuned for that. You guys can like, comment, subscribe to be ready for that stream. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on franchise. Definitely let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think is going to get added? What are you excited, or what are you excited to look forward to? Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. With that being said, you can follow me on all my socials for all the updates. You can follow my X for all of our updates. I'll be tweeting everything about franchise and that feature premiere. You can follow me on Instagram for all of our clips. We post all the clips over there as well. If you want to talk more about MLB the show, or life, or anything, make sure you guys join the Discord down below in the description. And if you guys want to support me or the channel more, definitely check out the merch, man. I've been updating this site a lot, and we also got some new designs dropping in 2026, so stay tuned. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.